you by Bob Jane T-Marts. On today's program, it's off to Oran Park Raceway for race 2 in the Obrien Aluminium Sports Sedan Series. With a tough field including Terry Shield and his 500 horsepower Mazda, Peter Obrien is up against it in an effort to win back some of that Obrien money. Welcome to Sydney's Oran Park Raceway for the Australian Grand Final of the Super Truck races. On the grid now, though, it's the Obrien Aluminium Sports Sedans, race 2 in their third round.
Yeah, looking at Terry Shield get off the line very slowly. Des Wall just gobbled him up off the line, as did Peter Obrien from the other side. And look at that, Peter O'Brien's got a brilliant start in the lead, coming down to the turn 1.
Fantastic start for young Peter Obrien, who's got to get some of that Obrien money back for his father, Ron. Of course, the Obrien Aluminium Sports Sedan Series has been sponsored over 3 rounds, up to $60,000 being given away. Des Wall in third, and it looks like Terry Shield in second place. A quality field. This series really has brought out the best of Australian sports sedans here at Oran Park.
Very impressive field, one of the best field of sports sedans I've seen for a long time, and I've been watching him for a long time. I'll tell you what, that thing of Terry Shield's off the line was a little bit slow, typical turbo car, but once it gets up and goes, look at that, comes on, burst down the straight, brilliant line down there, under brakes, the light, nimble little car, and away he goes to show the way around to the rest of those big V8s.
Mike Emery in the background in 4th place at the moment in the Saab, very unusual car. Des Wall, big look up the inside as they head into the S's, but Peter Obrien does a good job of slamming the door in his face. The car of Terry Shield's reputed to have over 500 horsepower, and it weighs near 700 kilograms. Wall, big look up the inside, thinks better of it though and backs off. Terry Shield did a good job at Sydney's Eastern Creek Raceway when the sports sedans returned there, running with the AMS car, took out a couple of wins.
Yeah, looking at Peter Obrien down there, he's under a lot of pressure from Des Wall. Wall in the Supra makes a big lunge down the inside, late under brakes, side by side, but he's definitely got the line unless Peter can snap back on the inside as they come into the right-hander in the S's. I don't think there's enough room or grunt to pull it off, but these guys are turning on some fantastic racing here. Next thing you know, looking at this, I think Peter could come under a bit of pressure from Emery, who's making a lot of ground, and that car looks better and better every time you see it. It's a Saab body, but the rest of it is just full-on sports sedan, big Chevy V8, the only way to go.
It's a great representation of what you can find in sports sedan racing. Anything goes, just get as much horsepower as you possibly can and stick it in whatever you want. The Saab on screen now, as Chris was saying, beautifully turned out vehicle. Sports sedan racing in Australia, very, very good indeed. Lightning fast. Emery up the inside of Obrien. He lets him through. Will he fight back? He may have the quicker run on the way out of the corner. No, the Saab managing to hold him out at the moment, so great drive from the Canberra driver. These cars lightning fast around here at Oran Park. The current lap record is held by Des Wall at a 42.1 second lap time, and that is lightning fast around here. Emery blocking the line as they came down into the run up onto the straight now. May have been held up a little bit by, looked like Fred Exisa in the Commodore, and that car, 5 horsepower, pulling away from Peter Obrien, and I believe that vehicle in itself is reputed to have near 600 horsepower out of the small block Chev.
Yeah, just looking at the way a couple of those cars have got around Obrien, right in this section here on the exit of turn 1, it seems to be lacking a little bit of poke. To my mind, maybe it's a gear problem or something. Did the same thing coming onto the straight, because he shouldn't be falling back into their clutches that easily, and because Peter's a pretty fierce competitor, he's not going to go that easily. I'd say he's got some mechanical problem. And looking at him over the crest of the hill there, makes a big lunge under brakes on Emery coming down into the run onto the straight, uphill exit, get the power on, squeeze it down the straight as Terry Shield just blasts away in this little Nissan engine Mazda. It's a turbo Nissan, you might remember they were running them when in the days when George Fury set pole position at Bathurst. It's one of those engines with the boost well and truly turned up in a nice lightweight little body shell of the RX-7 Mazda. And again, look at Emery, just pull that little bit of a gap on there on Peter Obrien, who's really come to grips with this thing around here. He's trying to screw everything out of it. I'd say that whatever the problem is, he's worked his way around it. Remember when Michael Schumacher once finished the Grand Prix without 5th gear and still managed to win it? And you can drive around a mechanical problem. Look at Peter Obrien, he's found a way around it. He's putting pressure on Emery, under brakes down the outside, makes Emery take a tight line onto the straight. This should give Peter a little bit better exit onto the straight, gets the power down, but look at that Saab. And again, whether it's a gearbox problem or what, Peter seems to lose a little bit and gains it back again at the end of the straight.
Well, that car definitely gets wound up and starts to run hard. He did give Emery a little bit of a nudge going onto the straight that time, so he's definitely on his hammer, but he does lose it in different parts of the racetrack. Whether it's a matter of the camshaft bringing power to the car at certain places on the track, this is where he's fast. So up through here, really gets on the tail of the Saab. Now down under brakes. Can he do anything with it? Looks to the outside. That seems to be his favourite move. Switches back to the inside. Gets very, very close. He again nudges the back of the Saab. Things extremely tight between these two competitors, and Emery's got a problem.
Yeah,
Emery's got a problem. O'Brien straight round the outside.
Could have been very bad down the straight. The last thing you want is for someone to stop in front. Doesn't mean that they've done it intentionally, but if you have an engine let go or something and you're pulling big revs in a big Chev engine car like that, that can be very, very dangerous. Peter did well to snap to the outside, and Emery certainly did the right thing there, and they didn't come into contact.
It certainly was close though, Chris. Peter Obrien now in third place on his last lap. He's done a great drive job, but you've got to hand it to Terry Schill, about to greet the checkered flag to take the win in race 2, round 3 of the O'Brien Aluminium Sports Sedans. Deswell second and Peter Obrien third.